Welcome to Vilnius in Lithuania. Tonight we have a wonderful international basketball game ahead of us between Lithuania and the Netherlands. For Lithuania, a win sees them book their place at the World Cup finals in China next year. Whereas for the Netherlands, a win could see them take a big step towards their own qualification. Plenty to play for here in the Siemens Arena. Today's Group J games tipped off about 30 minutes ago in Debrecen, with Hungary taking on Italy. And it will conclude later tonight in Gdansk as Poland face Croatia. Looking at the standings, as you can see, Lithuania, an absolute perfect qualification so far. 7 wins, no losses, whilst Netherlands currently sit outside the qualification spots in 4th. They have a 3-win, 4-loss record. And Netherlands now are being introduced to the crowd, and they've caused some upsets in qualification so far. Been a bit of a surprised package. But that said, this has meant that expectations have risen, and their loss to Hungary on Friday will have disappointed them and their fans. They've only been to one World Cup finals before, and that was back in 1986. Coach Van Helfteren would be so proud to be able to lead his team to their second ever appearance at the finals. They're likely to need at least 3 out of their last 5 games as wins. And a win tonight would be against the odds, but would give them an absolutely huge boost, leaving this qualification window. And now being introduced in the arena are Lithuania. Now they're considered obviously to be one of the great countries of basketball and have a very proud basketball history. They're going to add another chapter to that history if they make it to the 2019 FIBA World Cup finals in China. They've won all 7 of their qualifiers so far, including a huge win on Friday night, 1-point win over Croatia. And a win today would secure them that spot on the plane to China in a little under a year's time. I'm sure they'll want to get it in true Lithuanian style as well. But the expectation for Lithuania is that they'll make it to the World Cup finals. They've made 4 appearances. They were 4th, just missing out on a medal back in 2014 when the finals were hosted in Spain. They want to at least go one better in this year's finals in China and pick up a medal. They do have some quality in their ranks. We're just a few minutes now away from tip-off here in Vilnius, but before that we're going to have the national anthems for both teams. Firstly, the national anthem of Netherlands, followed by that of Lithuania.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthems. We start with the anthem of the Netherlands.
Always a wonderful experience to hear the anthems being belted out from the stands here in the Siemens Arena in Vilnius. The Lithuanians taking real pride in their national basketball and exchanging of gifts between players and coaches alike on the halfway line. And once those pleasantries are out of the way, it's ready for battle between these two sides. As I said, the Netherlands really are fighting for survival, whilst Lithuania could seal their passage through with a win here today. Let's have a look at our officials for today's game. We have Boris Krejic, Sasha Muricic, Andrei Sharapa, and they are from Slovenia, Serbia and Belarus respectively. And the Netherlands will be trying to get over their loss against Hungary on Friday. They didn't really put up much of a fight, but I'm sure they'll have tried to put that behind them, and the coaching staff will have worked hard to set their sights on today's game. They are against the odds for today's game, but they certainly have the talent and the team camaraderie within their ranks to come away from the Siemens Arena with the win. And what a big win and what a big scalp it would be for them. Whereas for Lithuania, they have plenty of talent in their team also, and it's hard to look past Kalnietis though. He's been absolutely critical to their qualification so far. Average 9 points per game, but I think the most important stat from him is the 6.3 assists that he's managed to dish out each game, and he really does control the tempo and kind of the mindset of the team. They really do look to him for the leadership, and there he is warming up, getting his final shot reps in before the start of the game. On the other side of the floor, he'll be going up against Charles Kluth, and he's the go-to player for Netherlands. So this really could be a battle of the point guards tonight. He's averaged 10.1 points per game, 4.4 boards and 3.3 assists throughout the qualification process. And it really will be a bit of a battle in the backcourt between those two. You have a feeling if Kluth is able to stop the impact of Kalnietis, it might cause Lithuania some problems. Here's the starting five for the Netherlands: De Jong, Kluth, Hammink, Van der Mars and Schaftenaar. Van der Mars had a strong game on Friday, and De Jong did as well, but they just didn't quite have enough to be a very determined Hungarian side who take on Italy at the moment. It's the Lithuanian roster for you. Plenty of talent throughout the roster, a very experienced roster as well. Here's the Lithuanian starting five: Kalnietis, Kuzminskas, Gudaitis and Ulanovs. And head coach Toon van Helfteren for the Netherlands knows it's a big ask tonight, but he also knows his team won't be backing down from the challenge in front of them. A different task at the other end of the floor for Coach Adamaitis. He won bronze at the Sydney Olympics, and he'd love to collect a medal as a coach next year in China. That would be a huge feather in his cap to take his team onto the podium. And with the performance they've put in through qualification, you wouldn't bet against them at the moment. Just a few moments now from the opening tip-off here in Vilnius. Coach Van Helfteren trying to pump his guys up, get them fully focused on the game. Making sure that they have got the game plan in mind, and that the team spirit that they've been so reliant on in the big wins that they've had in qualification doesn't desert them tonight, that they rely on each other and trust each other to get the game plan executed well. And a similar situation for Coach Adamaitis at the other end. Getting the finer details right. As the starting fives for both teams come to the floor. Now remember, if you want to stay up to date with everything that is about the FIBA World Cup and these qualifiers, all the latest news and views, what you need to do is you need to download the official FIBA World Cup app. It's available both Android and iOS, no excuses. Go and download it today and you'll get to see all the highlights from this game and every other game that's going on around the world. During every qualification window, you'll be the first to see all the latest news about your team. So go and download the app today. And the crowd are starting to warm up here in the arena. And that's something you'll never criticise the Lithuanian fans for, a lack of passion. The fans in the stands bring it every single game, as Van der Mars will go up against Gudaitis. Van der Mars wins the opening tip and finishes de Jong. Kluth now being guarded by Gudaitis. Van der Mars looking for options but nothing there. Kluth now back with the ball being double teamed, and well, it's knocked out of bounds, but it's off a Lithuanian hand, so it will be the Dutch possession on the baseline. Baseline ball with Kluth to inbound. Good defense by the Lithuanians, and it's in the hands of Shaftanai. Goes up against Kuzminskas. Oh, nice little soft right hand hook, and that's a great start for Shaftanai. I would be happy for that to drop. He had a bit of a night to forget against Hungary last time out. He'll be wanting to put in a big performance to make up for that. Kalnitis now uses the screen from Kuzminskas, and he's fouled by Shaftanai as he drives to the basket. First foul of the game. Gudaitis now will inbound to Kalnitis. Kalnitis really is the heart and soul of this team. Fakes the three, passes it to the wing, and it's out of bounds as Ulanova bounces it. Oh, it's knocked out of bounds, in fact, by de Jong. He gets his hands in there. Good hands by de Jong on the defensive end. Kuzminskas now fakes a three, drives inside, floats the right hand teardrop, too heavy off the iron, but a nice big rebound by Ulanovas, but he's not enough to get the two, and de Jong will come back the other way off the glass for two, and the Netherlands have had a dream start to this one, just over a minute in, and they're already up by 4 points. More than they probably would have hoped for to start with. They've had the better of possession. Kalnitis now to the basket, strong right hand, comes up short though. Hamming with the rebound for the Netherlands. Kluth now, pick and roll with Shaftanai, and Shaftanai will roll to the basket, but it's one of the things. Oh, poor play by Kluth. He's throwing the ball straight out of bounds, but this is one of the things you've got with the Lithuanian roster. They don't have huge issues when they need to switch. They have size in most positions, and they'll switch most of the way down. Kalnitis is probably the exception to the rule there. Kuzminskas now from outside, drains the three, and he gets Lithuania under the way from the perimeter. Kluth now to de Jong. And de Jong will shoot the three, can't get it to go, and the Netherlands looked clunky on that offense, no one really knowing where they're supposed to be going. Kalnitis, little body changed, feeds it inside, but Gudaitis couldn't hold on to it. Here's a replay of that. Kuzminskas, big three to open the game. This is first made three of the qualifiers for Kuzminskas. Kalnitis now back to Kuzminskas, fakes the three this time, looks for the pass inside, but has to come back to the top. Shot clock down to 7. Ulanovas now inside to Gudaitis, and can't get that one to go. The whistle's blown. Fortunate for the Lithuanians. Only 2 seconds left on the shot clock. Let's have a look who the foul's on. Is it Hamming? Yep, Hamming's going to get called for the foul, and that's going to send Gudaitis to the line for 2. Shooting 69% so far in the 3 previous qualifiers that he's featured in. Part of the Olympia Milan roster, so applies his trade in the Italian domestic league. fact, had a very successful campaign last time out. Italian champions. He played an important part of that championship team in Italy. Makes the first but misses a second, but Kuzminskas comes back out with the rebound. Kalnitis now. Good ball movement here by Lithuania as Ulanovas goes to the basket strong and off balance, gets the two to drop. And Lithuania get their first lead of the game. A little under 3 minutes gone here in the first quarter. They're settling into things now. Hamming now to the basket. Oh, nice play. Shane Hamming. Part of the Dutch junior program, played under 16s, under 17s, under 20s before making his debut in 2014 for the senior squad, and Kuzminskas can't get that one to go. Kluth now feeds it inside. Van der Mars, a little bit too heavy. You'd have put money on him making that one. He had a big game against Hungary on Friday and was in fine form. Kalnitis for the long two. Nothing but the bottom of the net for Kalnitis. And Lithuania seem to be growing in confidence. Schaftenar now to De Jong. Screens down for Hamming. Hamming now double teamed as Gudaitis comes out to hedge. To Kluth. Kluth fakes the three and goes up strong against Gudaitis and blocked as he goes to the basket. And Lithuania's defense holds out that time. Kuzminskas now back to Kalnitis. Kalnitis now with the ball. Goes back out to Kuzminskas for three. Oh, hits another three. He's feeling it from the perimeter so far. 2 3-pointers for Kuzminskas in the opening 4.5 minutes of action here in the Siemens Arena in Vilnius. De Jong now looking to feed the post, but they're denying the inbound. Gudaitis really working hard to stop Van der Mars securing a spot, but they've got the switch they wanted. To Hamming now. Hamming drives inside, but the shot clock ran out. Hamming, no heads-up play there. Wasn't aware that the shot clock was running down, and the Netherlands will make a change. As Karatzi will come into the game, and I think it was Schaftenar that will go to the bench. But the timeout has been called by the Netherlands. Just under 4 minutes played, and Lithuania lead this one by 5. 11 to Lithuania, 6 to the Netherlands. We're going to jump into the huddles and try and listen to these timeouts. As you'd expect at this early stage, reasonably calm in the timeouts. Trying to tinker with the details, make slight amendments and changes, and from the Netherlands' point of view, I think closing out Kuzminskas might be one of the changes they want to make, and his fine form is being appreciated here in the arena from the home fans. Such a humble player, just comes on the court and gets the job done. No hype, no hoo-ha around him. Juskavicius is into the game as well for them, and Kalnietis with the three. We'll have to wait to see if it's given. It'll be given if the release of the shot was before the charge. We'll wait to see what the officials say. The three is good. They've awarded the three-pointer for Kalnietis. Let's have a look. Oh, that was almost identical, and Kerius will be called for the foul. Kerius has picked up his first foul, his first piece of action, and his first scratch on the box score is going to be a personal foul. Just the first, though, of the game for Lithuania. Kluth now to Karatsi, to Hamming. Netherlands seem a little bit more controlled. De Jong fakes the 3, shot clock down to 8. Karatsi working hard to get established in the post, but nothing there. De Jong loses the handle mid-air and comes back down with it, so the travelling foul is going to be called, and you see the appreciation there from coach Adamaitis. Very happy with his team's performance on the defensive end. They've locked him down, and that was a Kuzminskis hand in there that stripped it away. Odendag has come into the game for the Netherlands as Van der Mars goes to the bench for a break. Kalnietis now. Karis sets the screen, but it comes across to Geraitis. Into Karis. Now he's going to go up against Odendag, and oh wow, what a battle inside. And he's determined to come in and make an impact. He's picked up a foul, but he's also got himself 2 points within the first minute being on the floor. And Valdis Karis. Odendag now with the ball, and the foul's going to be called, and it's an offensive foul that's been called. We'll wait to see who that's called on. Lakovicius is going to come into the game for Kalnietis. And Yannick Franke comes into the game as well. He had a good game against Hungary on Friday, one of the standout performers. There are only a couple within that Netherlands roster. He got 18 on Friday. He's averaging 14.4 points per game in the qualifiers. Definitely comes on with a direct attitude, and the foul's going to be called on Odendag. That's his first foul. Third foul of the quarter, though, for the Netherlands. As you see, Lakovicius go to the bench, to the basket, sorry, and be fouled. And he's taken over point guard responsibilities from Kalnietis. And a very sprightly player Lakovicius is, and he floats inside and gets the 2 off the glass. One of the nicknames he's been given in Lithuania is Lightning McQueen. Either that or the Lithuanian Isaiah Thomas. And that's very high praise indeed. I'm sure the 24-year-old will want to live up to that nickname. And the foul is going to be called on Karis. Is going to be called for the foul. That's his second personal foul, and he really is making an impact quickly. Not been on the floor 2 minutes yet as Kuzminskis goes to the bench. Kluth now with the ball for the Netherlands. They want to get things going. Off the glass for 2. And they'll be very grateful to see that one drop. It really has been a dry period for the Dutch. The Lithuania lead had stretched out to 12. It's down to 10 now. Lakovicius. And Karis is going to be called for another foul. That's his third foul in just over 2 minutes of play. Short and sweet, the spell on the court for Karis. The offensive foul. Gudaitis comes into the game. Couple of changes for the Dutch as well, as Marvin Schlagter comes into the game for his first action. Plenty of changes here on both sides, rotating heavily in the early stages. Yannick Franke now with the possession. Nice pass inside for Karatsi to roll for the easy 2. And that's exactly what the Netherlands need. Nice heads-up play as he threads the needle with the bounce pass. Volanova's going to work in the low post. Foul's going to be called. I think that one's on Franke. That's going to send Volanovas to the line. First qualification window that he has featured in the 4 times Lithuanian League champion. This is his first free throw of the qualifiers. Scored 6 points in their last outing against Croatia, and what a game that was. They came out 1-point winners in Croatia. a huge win for them. And the Lithuanian lead is back up to double digits with a little over 2.5 minutes left to play here in the first quarter. Slagter now. They're moving the ball a little bit freer, the Netherlands. Garazzi, and that's going to be a travelling violation. Didn't get the foot down quick enough. That's 2 turnovers for him. Offensive foul and then a travelling violation. He's seen as a bright star. Garazzi, a bit of a defensive specialist. Defensive Player of the Year twice in the Netherlands. Ulanov's now looking to back his way down, but passes it back out to Lakevicius, and it goes back into Ulanova, sorry. And back out to Lakevicius. He throws up a hope 3, managed to clip the front of the ring, but Odendag will grab the rebound for the Netherlands. And Williams finds himself wide open on the elbow, and he says, yes, thank you. I will take that jump shot and take the 2 points that go along with it. And both teams working hard in the low post to establish position, and Odendag has forced Gudaitis out away from the low block, and he's battling him hard, and Gudaitis just about holds on to the ball, and that's good defense by Odendag. He's worked hard to maintain his position on the defensive end, and the Dutch will benefit from that kind of defense. Slagter now to Williams, back to Slagter, and the Netherlands look a little bit more buoyant. Comes up short on the 3 though, but that's looked like it was on the hand of Juskevicius, and we'll have to wait and see. Wait for the officials to come up with the decision on that one, and yep, they've decided it did come off the hand of Juskevicius, and it's going to go to the Dutch on the baseline. Odendag receives the inbound. Inside to Odendag now. Is he going to go to work in the paint? He is, and a old school running hook shot. Big play from Nick Odendag. The new Heroes Den Bosch big man pulling out some of the old school moves here in Vilnius. Silly foul by Odendag. Absolutely silly. After doing something so wonderful at one end of the floor, commits an absolutely silly foul at the other end of the floor. By all means, bump the cutter. It's something every coach will tell you. Don't let people cut through your paint without giving them a little nudge, put them off balance maybe. But you can't just drop your shoulder into someone, particularly when you're not the size of Odendag, 2 meters 8. Against Juskevicius, who is only 194, and that's going to earn Odendag a seat on the bench. Juskevicius has gone to the line for 2 shots, connects with the first. One of a handful of players who's played in all 8 of Lithuania's qualifiers so far, averaging 8.7 points per game. Not the best from the 3-throw line, only 67%, but he doesn't get to the 3-throw line very often. But this time he's done his job, made both his 3 throws, extended the lead out to 8 points for Lithuania. Nice pass inside, Van der Mars, soft right hand, floats it in for 2. Lakevicius now with the ball at the top, and he really is lightning quick. And you have a feeling that's why Williams is on the floor, to match his foot speed. Let's see how it happens now. An easy task for him against Van der Mars, but he has to kick it back out. It's time to Vengius, and it goes into the corner. Can't quite get that one to go, but the rebound is there, and that's a hard foul. He's fallen hard on his wrist. You see the faces of the players on the bench. Thankfully, it looks like Gudaitis is going to be okay. It's going to be a battle in the paint tonight. He fell hard on his hand, but he seems to be all right. He'll go to the line for 2 shots. Just 1.9 seconds left in this first quarter here at the Siemens Arena in Vilnius. And the Netherlands have done well to get themselves back into this one. They were down by double digits and were struggling to score early on. Gudaitis back at the line for his second shot and connects with both of them. And opens out the lead to 8 points now for Lithuania as Shaftanar will come back into the game for 1.9 seconds. And Karatsi will go to the bench. Shaftanar to inbound the ball. Are they going to get the shot off? They are. Is it going to go? Comes up a little bit heavy. Yannick Franke with the last shot of that first quarter. But all going to plan so far for Lithuania. They finished the first quarter leading by 8. Lithuania 24, the Netherlands 16. The Netherlands have worked hard to get back into this one, but Lithuania still in the driving seat here at the Siemens Arena in Vilnius. Welcome back to the Siemens Arena here in Vilnius as Lithuania take on the Netherlands in a FIBA 2019 World Cup qualifier. End of the first quarter, Lithuania 24, Netherlands 16. And you see the statistics there. Good shooting from both sides. The Netherlands relying solely on interior scoring for their 16 points. Leading the scoring for Lithuania is Kuzminskas with 6. He's 2 from 2 from the outside. Kalnietis has 5 points and Ulanovas with 4. Looking across at the other end of the floor. And a series of players on 2 points. Shaftanar, Vandemars, Williams, De Jong, Hammink, Karatsi and Oudendijk all have 2 points for the Netherlands. They really are spreading the love on the offensive end, but that's also a little bit symptomatic of their struggles in that first quarter to find some rhythm. Coach Van Helfteren will be hoping that his Orange Lions can find a bit more form in the second quarter. Whereas Coach Adamaitis on the other end of the floor knows very well that his team are 10 minutes closer to booking their place at the World Cup finals in China. And here we are back for the second quarter in the Siemens Arena in Vilnius. And Lithuania will get things underway for us. Lakovicius now with the ball at the top. Gudaitis hands it off to Juskevicius and it comes back to Ulanovas and beautiful pass, and Gudaitis finishes it with an easy two-handed flush. A wonderful bounce pass in the paint from Ulanovas there. Stolen away now and he's out at the races, one-on-one. Good recovery defense by Williams, and that's a wonderful battle of the undersized quick guards. I think we're going to enjoy that battle throughout the course of the evening. Both of them backup point guards for their teams, but both of them absolutely flash quick. Almost thrown away, but they managed to hold on to possession, and Ulanovas tries to float to the basket. Sorry, Venjus tries to float to the basket, but it's out quickly, and that's going to be a goaltend. Vandemars leaked out on the defensive end and got himself into some open air. And Gudaitis is going to be called for basket interference as one of the leading scorers from the Netherlands checks back in, Charlon Cluth. Lekovicius now trying to find his way round Charlon Cluth, but he manages to stay in front of him. A little bit more pick and roll at the top, and Vandemars has intercepted the interior pass. That's good work by the big man. Williams now, sorry, Franke now. He hits the three! What a wonderful shot by Yannick Franke. It's what he was doing on Friday against Hungary, and he's back in form again tonight. That's his first points of the game. And timeout has been called by Coach Adamaitis. Let's jump into their huddle and see what they're discussing. Such an important game for both teams, with Lithuania knowing that they are so close to securing their place at the World Cup finals in China next year. A win tonight, and that's them on the plane to China in a little under a year's time. For the Netherlands, they're in a different position. They currently sit fourth in the group with a 3-4 record. A win tonight could see them jump up into one of the qualification spots, but still plenty of basketball to play in these qualifiers. Another qualification window ahead of us in November, and then another one in February as well. Ulanovas to Kuzminskis for another three, in and out this time. That's his first miss of the game. Kluth pulls up, floats it off the glass, but a bit too heavy-handed, and Lithuania will come away with it. Kalnietis now with the ball. Kuzminskis open for another three. Missed that one as well. Back-to-back misses for Kuzminskis. Franke inside, and a two-handed jam is nice and easy for Yito Kok. He will not score two easier points in international basketball, and the Lithuania lead is down to just 3 points now. Have the Netherlands come here to spoil the party. Charlon Kluth chasing that one down hard, and the officials say that's come off the hand of Ulanovas, and they've given the ball to the Netherlands. Zilonis will come into the game. For Lithuania, his first taste of the action, as Kluth brings it up over the half. Franke now to Kok, back to Kluth, and the Netherlands struggling to find any passes inside. There's one inside to Kok, and he finds Van der Mars. Shot clock is down to 4. Van der Mars with the almost signature right-hand hook shot now from him. And we have a 1-point ball game, and you can tell that we have, because the noise in the crowd is going down. The drums of the Lithuanians, though, quickly pick that noise level back up. Kalnietis turns one way, turns back the other, gives it into Kuzminskis. Oh, and he throws it down the lane. Big play by Mindaugas Kuzminskis. Kuzminskis has really had a big game so far. He's leading all scorers with 8 points. Really using his veteran experience to the full, and the foul's going to be called as Franke turned the corner. Kalnietis and Zilonis have a quick conversation about how they need to deal with the screens, but there's a rebound of the Kuzminskis two-handed jam, and the lane just opened up for him, and he exploited it fully, and it's almost stolen away, but the Netherlands are going to hold on to that one. Good pressure by Gedraitis. Slagter now to Kluth, and Kluth skips it to Franke. Franke for three, long way out. Comes up short with that attempt, but very brave, and he is a confident player on the offensive end. Kalnietis now being guarded by Slagter. Uses a screen, turns the corner, and looks for the options in front of him. Nothing there. Gedraitis can't use it, but Ulanovas will then drive inside and hand it off to him. Can't get that, but Ulanovas grabbed the rebound. It's knocked away from him, though, and Kluth is going to be fouled by Kalnietis. He really is a great role model for youngsters. Mantas Kalnietis plays the game in the true spirit. You won't find more of a competitor, but he's a true sportsman as well. Kluth now to Kok. Now to Franke. Finds Slagter for three. Slightly off with that one, but beautiful rebound inside, but the foul's already going to be called. We'll wait to see who that's on. Yito Kok's disappointed because he gets himself another dunk. Let's see who the foul is on. That one's going to be called on Zilonis. Holding on to Van der Mars's arm, and the Netherlands will be quite frustrated because they've managed to get the rebound and score. Zilonis is called for his second team foul of the quarter for Lithuania, as well as Van der Mars is replaced by Odendag for the Netherlands. Odendag now to Yuto Kok. Slagged at the top, hands it off to Charlon Kluth. He wants to shape up against Kuzminskis and shake him. He does, shoots for the three. Puts too much on that one, and it's a shot clock violation, which is a strange buzzer to hear because it did hit the ring. It's going to be a Lithuanian ball as Gudaitis comes into the game for Zilonis. Kalnietis now with the ball. Kuzminskis back to Kalnietis. Looking for options in front of him. Nothing there at the moment. The interior defense from the Netherlands is holding fast. Ulanovas working hard, has to come back out to Kalnietis. Shot clock down to 4 though. He'll have to put something up, and it's Kalnietis is going to. In and out from 3, and Yuto Kok grabs the rebound. Second rebound of the night for him, and Kluth blasts inside, but it's come off the hands of Ulanovas. And it will still be a Dutch ball on the baseline. Lithuania just a 1-point lead now. 5:01 left in this second quarter. Kluth to inbound for the Netherlands. Does so to Schlagter. Franke now with the ball for 3. No, he passes it inside. What a sneaky pass by Yannick Franke. And the lucky recipient is Nick Odendag. Heads up play from him as well. Grabs the pass, and what a pass. That gives the Netherlands the lead. A little under 5 minutes to play. Lithuania call a timeout. 29 to the Netherlands, 28 to Lithuania. Let's jump into their huddle and see what they have to say.
Remember personnel. En of course, natuurlijk hebben we niet voor elke situatie pasbare antwoord. Dus soms, je moet even kijken, ja. And make sure everybody we're playing physical and we get away with playing physical. And now we have the rebounds en nu kunnen we rennen. Ja, kijk of je kan blijven pushen.
As you'd expect, a much more animated Lithuanian huddle than the one held by coach Van Helfteren, but the Netherlands have been on the rise here in this second quarter. They've outscored Lithuania 13-4. So in the last just over 5 minutes of action, the Lithuanians have only scored 4 points. That's great defense by the Netherlands, but it also is a lack of focus from Lithuania. They've not really decided which area of the court they're going to focus on. Are they going to try and battle down low? Are they going to try and open up some perimeter shots? And that lack of focus has meant they've had limited high percentage opportunities. Kalnietis now back to Kuzminskis. Good ball movement here. And that's knocked away as Gudaitis has it stolen away, and Kluth will come back the other way. Oh, big rejection. Not in my house, says our tortoise Gudaitis. Gudaitis now can't get the 3 to go, and that's another area that has cost the Lithuanians. They have had good looks from the outside, but not got them to drop. Charlon Kluth now back to Franke, to Slagter. You can see some confidence in the Dutch play, and Yuto Kok will take the mid-range jumper. Really not where you'd want him to be shooting the ball from, but with the shot clock running down, he took the opportunity, and the noise levels are rising here in the Siemens Arena as the Lithuanian home crowd look to get behind their team. Kalnietis for 3! A little bit flat on the trajectory, looked like he pulled at it a little bit. And yet again, another missed 3-point opportunity for Lithuania. That takes him down to 3 from 10 from outside. And there's a huge block by Gudaitis. And back into the game comes Lakevicius. Lakevicius has definitely made an impact, plays with such high energy. Utokok now to Yannick Franke, drives the baseline, puts it off the glass, can't get it to go, and a big rejection by Gudaitis. Kuzminskis back the other way. Good quick ball movement, but good recovery defense by the Netherlands. Lakevicius now moves it across to Gudaitis, hits the three, and you knew it was going to happen at some point. Lithuania have gone a long time without hitting the three, and they get one to drop eventually. And that gives them a 2-point lead now. 3 minutes to play here in the second quarter. Slagter with the ball, looks to drive the baseline. Nice little fake by Williams, but is he going to have it stripped away? No, he's not. He finds the trailing Utokok. Haldendag will pick up the offensive rebound and get the two. That ties us at 31 apiece. And Haldendag is having a good game tonight. He's up to 6 points personal, 2 rebounds. Kuzminskis. Gudaitis. Little fake on the three there from Lakevicius. Lakevicius now goes inside, and just his speed gives him the opportunity, but it's another good rebound from Gudaitis. Can't get it to go, and Utokok, believe it or not, is having a fight for the rebound with Lakevicius. And to give you some idea of that fight, Lakevicius is 184, Utokok is 206. He's giving up a fair bit of size and weight. But that's not going to stop him fighting for the ball. Utokok needs to toughen up a little bit more there. That should be 100% his ball. And Van der Mars will come back into the game, as does Gudaitis for Lithuania. Kluth now to Hammink. Lakevicius applying the pressure to Hammink, inside to Van der Mars, back to Hammink, but he passes over the arm of Hammink. And Lithuans will have the opportunity to take the lead. Into the corner now to Gudaitis. He's up short, gets his own rebound, floats the right hand. He's too heavy this time, and Gudaitis goes inside. Eventually, between the two of them, they get the ball to drop, and Gudaitis will get the two, much to the appreciation of the fans in the stands, and Lithuania take the 2-point lead. And just a battle inside for that rebound. And ultimately the Lithuanians win the battle. Little under 2 minutes to play now in the first half, and they lead by 3. And here you see Charlotte Kluth trying to pump his teammates up. Let's jump into that huddle and listen to what Coach Van Helfteren has to say. Very clear message from Coach Helfteren on the Dutch bench. He's saying if all you're going to do is jump, jump, jump for rebounds, the bigger guys are going to win the rebounds. You need to box out. Something coaches preach to their players. Goes against your natural kind of instincts, though. You see the ball, you jump after it. But if you can box out first, seal your man, you really don't need that jumping ability. Franke now with the ball. .90 seconds left now here in the first half. Kluth for three. Oh, he gets the three to drop and gives the Netherlands the lead. What an important shot from their emotional leader, Charlotte Kluth. Lakevicius now hands it off to Gudaitis, and Gudaitis then passes it on to Juskevicius, and it's in the corner, and Lithuania are struggling at the moment to find the open shot. Good ball movement, though. They keep their patience, and Juskevicius hits the three. He quickly replies to Kluth three. And Lithuania back out into the lead. What an exciting end to this first half. 50 seconds left to play. Utokok now to Hamming. Looks to find him on the roll, but he almost loses possession. Shot clock down to 7. Charlon Cluth is asking for an isolation play against Gidraitis, and he just floats inside, my goodness me! Charlon Cluth with the poster! What a huge play! At the dying seconds of the half, he comes in and serves up a post all over the face of Gidraitis. Meets him at the ring and throws it down with authority. That's going straight to the highlight reel. Ties the game up, and the and one gives the Netherlands the lead with just over 30 seconds of the first half to play. Lakovicius now inside, beautiful penetration, kicks it out, another 3. The foul's going to be called though. Juskevicius wide open on the outside. Yannick Franke called for the foul. He can't believe it. I think what his coach can't believe is he fouled a jump shooter. It's almost one of the commandments of basketball. Never foul a jump shooter. But here's a replay once again of the huge dunk by Charlon Cluth. Big, big dunk, and he's pumped up by that play. Juskevicius there with the first of his 2. Hits the first of his 3, hits the second of his 3, and that ties the game. His opportunity, that gives them the 1-point lead. Opportunity to stretch it out to 2 now. 18.3 seconds left to play in this second quarter. And the Netherlands will have the ball on the baseline as Schaftenaar comes back into the action. And out of the game comes Itokok. Kuzminskas comes in for Lithuania as Gidraitis goes to the bench. And Yannick Franke is fouled. Luckily for Juskevicius, is only the 3rd team foul of the quarter for Lithuania, his first personal. So it'll just be a sideline ball. Sorry, 4th team foul. It'll just be a sideline ball for the Netherlands. "17 seconds." I think that's the message that Yannick Franke's getting across to his teammate. Just trying to talk how they're going to use the clock up. They're going to want to make sure this is the final shot of the quarter. They're not even going to want to give Lithuania a second to shoot the ball. And one of the legends of the game in Lithuania courtside. And this is part of the Lithuanian tradition, really. Players don't just disappear. They become part of the program, and it just recycles and brings great players through time after time. Shot clock now, game clock down to 10 seconds left in this second quarter, and Hamming has the ball on the wing. He's looking to create, drives inside, spin move, floats up, left hand off the glass for 2. And that's all we're going to see for the end of the first half. And Charlon Cluth shows his appreciation of Hamming. What a lovely spin move with a little soft left hand off the glass with no time left on the clock. End of the first half here in the Vilnius. We have a tied ball game, 39 to Lithuania, 39 to the Netherlands. And what an exciting first half of action we have had. We have so far been dealt a beautiful game of basketball. There's some of your shooting stats. Netherlands, a very high percentage inside, whilst Lithuania are shooting well from the perimeter. Both teams shooting well from the free throw line. Rebounding battle is pretty balanced at the moment. Lithuania with 8 offensive rebounds, though. That will be a concern for that man there, Coach Van Helfteren. And as will the 10 turnovers. They need to protect the ball better than they have so far. Possession is precious in games like this, but at the half-time break, it's 39 apiece for both Lithuania and the Netherlands. And plenty more action and excitement to come in the second half. So Lithuania started the stronger. They impressed us in the first quarter because Minskas hitting a couple of big threes and enabled them to stretch out a 24-16 lead by the end of the first period. But the tables turned in the second quarter as the Netherlands put them under pressure and managed to get to the basket. And plenty of easy, high percentage shots were made by the Netherlands in that second quarter. They ended up winning the second quarter 23-15 over the Netherlands. And that's how we've got to the half-time locker room break. Lithuania 39, Netherlands 39. And give you some of the leaders for both teams. For Lithuania, Juskevicius is joint leading scorer with Kuzminskas. They've both got 8 points apiece. Kuzminskas has also got 4 rebounds to his name. And then for the Netherlands, that man Charlon Kluth is leading their scoring with 8 points, and no score was bigger than the huge poster dunk that he threw down towards the back end of that second quarter. Oudendag and Van der Mars, the two big men, are on 6 points apiece as well, and Yito Koch will be happy. He's only got 4 points, but he does have 4 rebounds to his name as well. A closely balanced match we have here at the Siemens Arena in Vilnius. This 2019 FIBA World Cup qualifier between Lithuania and the Netherlands could not be closer at half-time. Lithuania 39, the Netherlands 39. Make sure you're back for all the second half action shortly, as there's still plenty of highlight plays to come.
Pirmiausia, sveikinimai komandai. Jums prizas vienas štai. Jeigu sutinkat, kad šio vyro kojinės yra gražiausios salėje, paplojam. Jūsų antros gražiausios. Jo, nes tai pirmas. Nu ką, labirinto dalyviai, jums atitenka marškinėliai. Sveikinimai jums, šaunuoliai. Na ką, tai toks buvo labirinto žaidimas. Čia labai svarbu, automobilis užstatė viską, ką tik galėjo. Numeris TCK 981. Blue Volkswagen, tai TCK 981 Blue Volkswagen. Ir čia tarnybinė stovėjimo aikštelė užstoja pravažiavimą. TCK 981 Blue Volkswagen. Patraukti reiktų dabar, ne po rungtynių.
She said she too young, no want no man. So she gon' call her friends, and that's a plan. I just ordered sushi from Japan. Now your bitch wanna kick it, Jackie Chan. Dropped up home, rolling down on call it South Beach.
Welcome to my house. A house house where the game is sacred. A game that breaks barriers and crosses cultures. That demands respect. That is rooted in history. A game that births legends. That is as poetic as it is ferocious. You step on that court. Remember, this is my house.
Na dabar dėmesio visi žiūrovai, aš paskelbsiu 4 žmonės, kurie burtų keliu laimėjo galimybę sužaisti ir Baltic žaidime po 3 kėlinio. Įdėmiai klausykite, gal tai esate jūs. O prizai išties nuostabus kelionės pasirinkta kryptimi. Taigi laimingieji yra Liudmila Šulskinė, Artur Poljanski, Justa Vai ir Evaldas Norkevičius. Laukiame jūsų prie sekretariato, jūs turėsite galimybę laimėti skrydžius su Air Baltic. Liudmila Šulskinė, Artur Poljanski, Justa Vai ir Evaldas Norkevičius. Laukiame jūsų prie sekretariato. Dabar
Welcome back to the Siemens Arena here in Vilnius for the second half of the 2019 FIBA World Cup qualifier between Lithuania and Netherlands. And what a game we have for you here. At the halftime break, Lithuania 39, Netherlands 39, and the game is perfectly balanced going into the final 20 minutes of this one. Lithuania dominated the first quarter, leading that one by 12, and then the by 8, and then the tables were quickly turned in the second quarter and Netherlands returned the favour, and that's how we've got to a tied ball game at half-time. Mišikovičius and Kuzminskis lead the scoring for Lithuania with 8 apiece, and then for the Netherlands, Charlon Kluth leads them with 8 points also. And remember, a huge game here in Vilnius. If Lithuania come away with the win, that's it. They've qualified for the World Cup finals in China next year. However, if the Netherlands pick up a win, it really does mean that their hopes of picking up one of those spaces in the finals has taken a big, big boost, particularly after they lost on Friday to Hungary. A win here would set them back on track for a flight to China in a little under a year's time. Just a couple of minutes away from the start of the second half here. And remember, if you've enjoyed the action that you've seen, and I'm sure you'll see plenty of highlight clips across social media, make sure you use the hashtag #ThisIsMyHouse when you share those clips. Let's get that trending across the world, and let's just show exactly how much love there is for international basketball across the globe. As the teams return to their benches and the officials wait patiently for the fives from both teams to come back onto the floor. Final messages there from both coaches, and interesting message from Coach Van Helfteren, basically saying raise the physicality. If you need to foul them and stop them, do, preferably before you're in the penalty. But don't worry about being overly physical in the game. And with some of the bigs that the Netherlands have, I don't think you have to tell them twice. The line of Karatzi, Van der Mars, Schaftenaar, and particularly Oldendag and Koch, they're quite happily to get physical with their opponents. And we now have 20 minutes of action left here at the Siemens Arena in Vilnius. And we are back underway now with Lithuania 39, Netherlands 39. 20 more minutes ahead of us to either secure the place at the finals for Lithuania or to help the Netherlands in their plight. Ball is stolen away by Hammink. Hammink now out at the races. One-on-one as he drives to the basket. Right-hand lane. Should have had a left hand on it, but Van der Mars saves the day for the Netherlands. Scoops up the offensive rebound and gets the 2. And the Dutch have an early lead here in the second half. Gudaitis now looking to turn the corner and drive against Van der Mars. Floats up a little bit too high, but it had to be to get over the outstretched arm of Van der Mars, and he's running hard on the offensive end. Yito Koch now with the ball to Kluth. Kluth passes it to Hammink to the wing. Little fake, drives inside. Nice interior pass, and Yito Koch is going to be fouled by Gudaitis. And that will send Koch to the line as Gudaitis picks up his second foul. Hadn't shot a free throw in the qualifiers before this game. He'd been a part of every single qualifier, the San Diegan graduate. And he's only just recently signed for the Dutch Windmills in the Dutch League. Hits the second. Always good for a big man to be consistent from the free throw line. It can make or break your career in some cases. Kuzminskis now to Gudaitis. Back to Kalnietis. Kuzminskis for three. He's up short, very flat trajectory on that attempt. De Jong now, hesitation, drives inside, feeds Van der Mars for the two-handed flush, and he roars as he throws it down. And you can see the impact that's had on the Lithuanian fans, and on the Lithuanian bench, they've already called a timeout, and no real surprise as the Netherlands streak out to a 6-point lead here early in the second quarter, and Van der Mars happy with that performance so far. Let's jump into the huddles. What a wonderful game we have here as the Netherlands are looking to spoil the party somewhat at the Siemens Arena in Vilnius. I think you have a feeling that some of the fans thought they were going to come here and see the Lithuanian national team book their place at the World Cup finals, but the Dutch have got other ideas for what will happen this evening. They're up by 6, 8:35 left in the third quarter. Gudaitis now to Giedraitis, back to Kalnietis, and Lithuanians are quite frustrated on the offensive end as the Dutch defense is rotating well. Ito Koch comes across on the weak side rotation, and Gudaitis couldn't get the shot away easily. And that's the key to the Dutch, their team defense and offense. Hamming for three, a little bit too much on that, and it's that man again, Van der Mars. He's absolutely everywhere in this third quarter so far. Into Koch now, drives the baseline. Ulanovas tries to stop him and does this time. Giedraitis to Kuzminskis, trying to back his way against Koch, and he's meeting a bit of a brick wall every time he backs in, but he goes in with a soft hand and he's fouled by Ito Koch. He's going to go to the line for two. Slight frustration from Kuzminskis that he couldn't get the two to drop. That's the first foul on Ito Koch. Karis comes into the game for Lithuania. And a very short spell in the first half. Picked up three very quick fouls, almost a foul a minute, while he was on the floor in the first half. He'll be hoping that won't carry on here in the second half. Kuzminskis now at the line for the second of his 2 free throws. That takes him to double digits, 10 points to Kuzminskis, and the Dutch lead is down to 4. Kloof now with the ball at the top to Hamming. Hamming goes inside, back out to Kloof. Tries to shake his man, calls for the screen to come high. Van der Mars obliges. It's swung around to the weak side. De Jong now, 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Hamming's going to have to get it off, but he's going to step out of bounds instead. That was a scrappy offense from the Netherlands. Oh, I don't think that did go out of bounds then. But they were going to run out of time anyway. It was going to be a shot clock violation shortly after. Kalnietis now. Kuzminskis back to Kalnietis. Lithuanians seem a little bit more fluid on the offensive end now. A little bit more confidence in the way they're playing. Ulanovas can't quite get that one to go, and it's come off the hand of Karis, and it's going to be a Dutch ball on the baseline. Shalom Kloof now for the Netherlands. De Jong with the ball at the top. Turns the corner and finds Ito Koch. Shot clock down to 6. De Jong trying to find some options. He's going to take on Kuzminskis now. He pulls up for the long three. A little bit too much on that one, and the iron spits it back out. And Lithuania are out at the races in transition. Ulanovas for the offensive foul. The crowd and Coach Adamaitis don't like it, but it's a very good call by the official. Worthy de Jong took the stand nice and early. Yep, he's straight up. He's outside of the restricted area. He made it as easy as he could for the officials, and Ulanovas called for the foul, his first foul of the game. Smart play by Worthy de Jong. Kluth now feeds it inside. Van der Mars for another easy two, and at the moment the Lithuanians defending of the pick and roll is absolutely inefficient. It's not working. As long as they run it, so the big man has to hedge high, it's going to mean that the Netherlands get the shots. Kalnietis can't get it to go, and a foul's going to be called. Sub this time as Van der Mars goes to the bench, and Udendag will come in. Wait to see who that foul was called on. As Kalnietis will have the ball on the baseline. That was on Van der Mars, and Kalnietis for three! Exactly what those fans wanted to see. A bit of passion, a bit of fight from their team, and Kalnietis is their leader on the floor, and a big three from him brings it down to just a three-point ball game. Backdoor pass to Kluth inside to Udendag. He draws the foul from Giedraitis. Giedraitis called for his first foul. Second team foul of the quarter for Lithuania, as Yannick Franke will come in for Shane Hamming. Udendag at the line for two shots. 75% from the line before today's game. This is the first of his two. Been part of the senior team since 2009. A pretty regular fixture for the Orange Lions. Connects with the second of his two though, and the lead is back up to 4. Kalnietis now brings it up over the half. Goes to the baseline. Giedraitis, he's rejected as he goes to the basket strong. Kalnietis again for three. Short with that attempt, but it's going to get knocked all the way back. And Lithuania will hold on to possession. And the foul is going to be called. I think that one's on de Jong. Not the best of fouls. Only 5 seconds left on the shot clock when de Jong committed that foul. That's only his first in the game though. Second in the quarter for the Netherlands as a team, as Williams will come in for Charlon Kluth, and de Jong will go to the bench, replaced by Arvin Schlagter. As the drums ring out around the Siemens Arena here in Vilnius. Such an iconic part of Lithuanian basketball, as Kalnietis goes to the bench. And Lekavicius comes into the game. Straight away looking to make an impact. Gets it across to Giedraitis. He's too heavy, but Ulanovas will grab the offensive rebound and get the two to go. And the Netherlands' hard-earned lead is down to just 2 points now. Almost stolen away as Franke picks up the loose ball, but the shot clock doesn't reset. No change in possession, and that's down to just 10 seconds now. Ito Koch inside to Udendag. An easy two for the big man. As Kadis overcommits, tries to gamble and doesn't pay off. Lekavicius now uses the Kadis screen and pulls up for a long two. String music for Lukas Lekavicius. Schlagter, Udendag to Williams. Williams turns the corner, drives inside, hands it off. Ito Koch from the elbow. No joy for him, and Lekavicius will accelerate it up over the halfway line into the hands of Ulanovas, and we'll wait to see what the call is. I think it's been called on Yannick Franke, even though he's the one ending up on the floor. A blocking foul is going to be called on him. He's got his hand on his hip. Yeah, good calls by the officials. They're right on the spot there, though. They're not going to get away with any hands-on defense in that position. And Yannick Frank has been called for a technical foul. I'm presuming they claim that he flopped. I'm not sure what else it could be. Maybe that's the call from the officials, that he's simulated. And he's taking a bit of a flop in the paint. And that will send Novos to the line for 1 free throw. They'll also get possession at the halfway and have a real opportunity here to take the lead back off the Netherlands. They're only a point behind now with 3:49 left here in the third quarter. Lukavicius now back out to Kuzminskas. Oh, in and out with that three. You heard the noise of the crowd, the intake of air as they thought the Kuzminskas three was going to drop. Lukavicius now. Ball goes down into the low post. Ulanovas going to work. Little shoulder shake. Not enough flight on the hook shot, though, and that comes back out to Juskavicius, and he can't get it to go either. But Lithuania are definitely feeling a little bit more confident than they did at the start of this third quarter. Here's Williams for the Netherlands. To Yito Kok for the two-handed jam. What a beautiful backdoor cut by Yito Kok. Rises up to the top floor and throws it down. Quick ball movement. Kuzminskas now drives inside. Left-hand floater. In and out with that one. And he's had several of those shots this evening. Quite a frustrating evening for Kuzminskas. As the Netherlands lead is back up to 3 points now. High horns offense for Franke to use, and he uses it well, but he's a bit too heavy on the flick off the glass. But Aldendag once again makes himself a nuisance in the paint, and Geratis is going to be called for his third foul. Watch this backdoor cut from Yito Kok, and that's an emphatic finish from him as he goes to the bench. And Van der Mars comes back into the game, as does Garazzi and Kluth. Van der Mars now to Garazzi. Good ball movement by the Dutch. Inside to Van der Mars, he's going to go to work against Geratis. Baby hook shot coming up. Nope, kicks it out to De Jong. He drains the three! And the Netherlands are finding some fine form, and the difficulty Lithuania are having is that the Dutch are shooting well from the outside as well as finding big men inside for the easy twos. Geratis now. Juskavicius, and the good ball movement into the corner. From the corner pocket. Lukavicius for three. This is heating up nicely here in the Siemens Arena in Vilnius. Garazzi now moves it to Slagter inside. De Jong was already thinking about what he was going to do with the ball before he caught it, and he ends up travelling. It would have been an easy two if he'd just focused on the final bit. Already thinking about it. Travel's going to be called. And the Oituva chant rings out around the arena. The noise levels have gradually increased through the game. Juskavicius now hands it off to Geratis. Juskavicius back at the top of the ball now. Geratis comes back to help, and now it's Benjius. He's short with a jumper, but he didn't really have much of a choice with the shot clock running down. He had to find some form of shooting option. De Jong now floats it inside. Van der Mars catches and puts it straight back up in midair, but not delicate enough on that one, and Garazzi is going to get called for an unsportsmanlike. It's such a silly foul from Garazzi. It's so easy for the officials to call that. That's exactly what they're clamping down on. No attempt at the ball. All you're trying to do is kill the play. That's going to send Lithuania to the line for shots, as well as giving them the ball at the halfway line, and Lukavicius makes him pay with the first of the two. Mistakes like that in these kind of games are absolutely criminal. I'm sure we'll be hearing from Coach Van Helfteren exactly about that. No play at the ball, just putting his arm across what turns out to be the face of Lukavicius. 58 seconds left in this third quarter. Lukavicius back with the ball at the top. Gudaitis hands it off to Gudaitis. And Lukavicius splits the defenders. It's off the foot, so it's going to be a foot violation. So it's just going to be a reset of the shot clock and a Lithuanian ball on the side. Shot clock back to 14. 41.6 left in this third quarter. 1 point lead for the Netherlands. It's beautifully balanced to go to the wire here in Vilnius. Gudaitis now with the ball. Looking for an option inside. Nothing there. He manages to find Lukavicius just in time. Into the corner. He drains the three. Benjus for the three from the corner, and Lithuania take the lead at what is a critical moment. 30 seconds left. Sorry, it's just a two. Oh no, it was a three. It's been corrected. Up to a 2 point lead for Lithuania now. Kluth for three. He's up short, but the rebound is going to come off a Lithuanian hands. The Netherlands will get the ball back. 15.1 seconds to play, and they're going to rush Karis back into the game for Gudaitis. And also back into the game is Ulanovas. And wholesale changes across the board here as Karatsi comes out of the game and Yannick Franke comes in. 1.5 second differential between game clock and shot clock. Oh, it's almost stolen away. Great work by Rokas Gudaitis. Gets his hands in there, but can only manage to knock it out of bounds, so it's going to remain with the Dutch. .11 seconds left in the third quarter. Franke now into Slagter. Hands it back to Kluth, and Kluth will be the man they go to. Shot clock down to 4. He'll pull the trigger on a long three. Oh, way off the mark with his three-point attempt, though. And the Lithuanians will have 1.2 seconds left to try and get something productive. Back into the game, Lukavicius. And are they going to send it long? Nope, they're not, but it is going to be a heave. Can't get it to go, though. And that's all we have in the third quarter. 30 minutes gone, 10 minutes to go. Lithuania lead this one 57-55. The Netherlands started the third quarter well. Lithuania battle back into it, and they now hold a 2 point lead. Exciting 10 minutes to come. And this game keeps living up to expectations as we have 10 minutes to play. Lithuania lead this one 57-55 over the Netherlands. Netherlands' interior shooting is absolutely sublime, 62%. The thing that's keeping Lithuania in the lead is their perimeter shooting, though. 8 from 22 from range for the Lithuanians. And we've had a great 30 minutes of basketball here in Vilnius. Kuzminskis leading scoring for the Lithuanians with 10. Lukavicius with 9, and then for the Dutch, their scoring is being led by Van der Mars. He's got 12, and fellow big man Aldendag has 9. But we are in a wonderful spot right now. 10 minutes to play in this World Cup qualifier. If Lithuania win, they book their place at the finals in China next year. However, if the Netherlands are able to pull out this surprise win, then their case for making it to the finals themselves becomes an awful lot stronger. Moments away now from the start of this final quarter. And remember, if you want to stay up to date with all the latest World Cup basketball action, you need to download the official FIBA World Cup app. It's available on iOS and Android. So there are no excuses. Get that downloaded now and you'll get all the latest highlight videos and all the news from around the world. So here we are, 10 more minutes of action at the Siemens Arena in Vilnius as the Dutch get it underway. They trail by 2 to the Netherlands at the moment, but this really could go any way. Jito Koch now to Hammink. To Van der Mars. Good ball movement here by the Dutch, but it's all on the perimeter. Nothing inside yet. Franke for 2. Oh, that's a lovely start to the final quarter for him. He ties the game up. 57 apiece. Lukavicius now with the ball for Lithuania. And the foul, I think, is going to be called on Charlon Kloof. No real worries for him there. First personal foul, first team foul of the quarter as well. Lukavicius now with the ball. To Juskavicius in the corner. Turns the corner, pulls up for a mid-range 2. He's come up short, but he's chased down his own rebound. Now it's into the hands of Benjius, and he hits another big shot. He may be a role player, but he's come out to play today. Another big shot for him, and he enables the Lithuanians to take a 3-point lead. That's 2 big 3-pointers for him. Jito Koch now to Shane Hammink. Hammink feeds it to Van der Mars. Mid-range corner 2, but not on target with that one. And Lukavicius just about manages to find Juskavicius. Lukavicius now drives to the basket, feeds it out, and Giedraitis is open. He can't get it to go, but Karis will follow it twice and still can't get it to go. He's had a bit of a tough night, as of Aldous Karis. A little bit of a one to forget for him so far. Charlon Kloof floats inside. Van der Mars, soft right hand. I've said that so many times already this evening, be it a hook shot or a slight little soft floater from Van der Mars. He's up to 14 points now. Lukavicius throws up the prayer and the foul is going to be called. And that man there's checking his FIBA World Cup app, I'm pretty sure of that. He wants to quickly dive into the box score, see where his team are. Oudendijk comes into the game, and that's Kloof picking up his second foul. 2 fouls in quick succession for him. Lukavicius hits the first of his 2. Absolute dead-eye from the line. He's 90% going into this game, the Panathinaikos point guard. And connects with the second as well. And the Lithuania lead now is back out to 3 points. And the Netherlands will be keen that they can't let Lithuania get away from them too far at any point. Trying to fight their way out of a hole now might be a little bit too much for them. Franke now with the ball, looking to feed Oudendijk in the post, but nothing's there. He's going to go backdoor to him instead. Shot clock down to 8 as Oudendijk goes to work. Spin move along the baseline. Big rejection by Karisto, and maybe he's trying to make amends for some earlier mistakes. And Kalnietis now almost travels, and Juskavicius fumbles the ball slightly as well. 7.5 minutes to play. 3-point lead for Lithuania. Kalnietis now with the ball. A long range 2, but it's off target for Benjius, and Kalnietis fights down the rebound and taps it to Giedraitis. And they're going to play a little bit pick and roll isolation ball at the top. Now Kalnietis gets the ball, pulls up for a long 2, drains a long 2 just as the shot clock buzzer rings out. And that will take it out to a 5-point lead for Lithuania. And no surprise, Coach Van Helfteren will call a timeout to talk things over. Shane Hammock turned off on the defensive end there, lost his man, and Kalnietis is not a player you want to lose. He'll make you pay. Let's jump into the Dutch huddle straight away. Both timeouts just trying to make some alterations, and that's the final play that caused Coach Van Helfteren to call the timeout. Shane Hammock had completely fallen asleep on the defensive end, and Kalnietis made him pay fully. And the Netherlands will get us underway with 7 minutes left to play here in Vilnius. The tie still much in the balance, slight advantage to the Lithuanians at the moment. Yannick Franke now being doubled. Kluth on the wing, fakes a three, drives inside, tries to feed it. Looks like he's got injured in the process, but Lithuania will come back the other way. Giedraitis now to Kalnietis. Big play! 5 points in quick succession for Mantas Kalnietis. And it's exactly what we talked about before the game. He turns up when they need him. He provides them with leadership. And he just so happens to fill up the box score every now and then. Charlon Kluth back to Ito Kok. The Netherlands need to score. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Yannick Franke pulls up a tough shot. Can't get it to go. And Lithuania are in full control of this one at the moment. Their lead's back out to 8 points now. 6 minutes to play. Giedraitis now hands it off to Kalnietis, being chased by Charlon Kluth. Lucky not to be an illegal screen there for Giedraitis. It wasn't very stationary, and Juskovic just hits another three, and Coach Van Helfteren will call another timeout as Lithuania have come out on fire. Up to an 11-point lead now for Lithuania, and they're starting to streak away. Van Helfteren letting the officials know that he's not happy about something. And it looks like Arvin Schlagter is currently taking the timeout for the Netherlands. As Coach Van Helfteren looks on, and it's partly more of a modern style in coaching. You see some teams hand some responsibility to the players to lead the direction of the team, and a slightly different image here at the other end as Coach Adamaitis has the full attention of his 5 on the floor. A real critical couple of minutes now. If Lithuania extend this lead much further, and there's the three from Juskovic. But if they do extend this lead much further, which you feel like they might, they're starting to heat up, then it could be a little bit too far for the Dutch to fight back into this. But if the Netherlands can find some momentum, they could potentially be straight back into this one. A critical couple of minutes of basketball ahead of us here in the Siemens Arena in Vilnius as part of the FIBA World Cup qualifiers. Shane Hammock, Oudendag now with the ball to Franke, and he gets clattered from behind by Mantas Kalnietis. He checks that Franke's okay in his usual sportsmanship way. And it will be a Dutch ball on the sideline. Just the first foul of the quarter for Lithuania. First foul of the game for Kalnietis as well. Charlon Kluth now hands it off to Hammock. Goes to Franke, feeds it inside to Oudendag, but another great read by Mantas Kalnietis as he gets into the passing lane this time and knocks it away. Moscovicius with the ball, swings it around quickly to Kalnietis. And that's into the hands of Vengius for another three! He's almost like a special teams today. Amantas Vengius gets another three to his name, and Lithuania are absolutely flying now. Do the Netherlands have any answer to this onslaught from the Lithuanians? Charlon Kluth now pulls up for three. Off right with that one, and the rebound's going to fall into the hands of guess who? That's right, Mantas Kalnietis. He's absolutely everywhere at the moment. Another long shot there, but bucking the trend, that one's no good. Hamming fakes a three, hands it off to Aldendag, who hands it to Kluth, and Kluth will blast to the basket off the glass, and couldn't get that one to go, but he's fouled on the way, so he's earned himself a trip to the line. That foul is going to be on Gudaitis. It's going to send him to the bench. And a triple change here for the Dutch as Karatzi and Van der Mars come into the game. Schaftenaars waiting for the free throws to be taken before he does. Maybe not Schaftenaar. Have to wait and see. Kluth at the line for two shots. 71% from the line before this game. Charlon Kluth, the point guard from UCAM Murcia, is no good with the first of his two there. Does connect with the second, and Netherlands really need every point they can find right now as a rampant Lithuanian team are picking them apart. Kalnietis now to Vengius. Floats inside, tough shot off the glass, a little bit too much on that one, and the Netherlands will come away with the rebound. Kluth looking for the lane, he's trying to force things on the offensive end, and it's a smart play really from Charlon Kluth. If things aren't working for you, you need to be a little bit more aggressive, a bit more direct about how you apply your offense, and that's exactly how Charlon Kluth likes playing the game anyway. You don't need to ask him twice to play in a more direct style. Ball now to Van der Mars. Back to Kluth. This time Schlagter. Schlagter skips it to Hamming. Hamming looks for the three but doesn't take it. Now Yito Koch gets his man up in the air. They're doing well, but they need the open shot. Here it is with Kluth. Oh, he hits a three. Could that be enough to turn the tide? That's the best Dutch offense we've seen in a while. Patience, ball movement, and a real understanding amongst the Orange Lions. And Coach Adamaitis obviously sees it as a threat. He wants to stop it before it starts and calls the timeout. Let's listen to his huddle. A passionate call to arms there from Charlon Kluth. And he's led the resurgence. He's put impetus behind their offense, and then he's finished it with the big three. Kalnietis a little bit slow to chase that one out. Not enough pressure on the shooter, and he drains the three. You have a feeling the crowd are going to play their part in this one as well, as the noise level continues to rise. Kalnietis now hands it off to Vengius. Cadiz, ball goes inside. Ulanovas now looking to back Charlon Kluth down, and always triple teamed as the ball eventually comes out to Kalnietis. Back to Ulanovas, and it's thrown away, and Hamming will come away with it. And they're asking for an unsportsmanlike foul, which I can understand. He didn't really play for the ball. He was just trying to stop the offense. The only saving grace for him was that there was a player behind him that would have stopped the offense anyway, and that does play into the officials' minds. And, here it is as he throws the ball away to Hamming and then comes back the other way, and it's very fortunate for that not to be an unsportsmanlike foul, and Coach Van Helfteren is wanting an explanation from the officials. He doesn't look happy with the explanation the officials have provided. Charlon Kluth now with the ball. Kalatsi back to Kluth, and Kluth will be the key to the Dutch coming back into this one, as might that big man there. Van der Mars spins inside but sends straight into Cadiz. The shot clock's down to 5 now. Kalatsi to Hamming. Hamming will look for an option. Step back 3. Oh, that's a massive shot by Shane Hamming. How big it will be, time will tell. But a huge James Harden-esque step back 3. And nothing but the bottom of the net. And that reduces the Lithuanian lead to 7. 2:45 to play in this one. Still anyone's game. Lithuania in the driving seat, but the Netherlands will not roll over and die. They are going to fight to the bitter end. Juskevicius inside now to Cadiz, and an unsportsmanlike foul is called, and Van Helfteren is not happy with that call. Just after he's asked the officials why the other one wasn't called, he's had one called against his team. Let's have a look now at this foul, and I think that's a tough call to be an unsportsmanlike foul. He's reached over his shoulder and might be deemed as slightly excessive force, but I think that is a very tough call, and I can understand the frustration on the Dutch bench. But at full pace, I wouldn't like to be the man in the grey with the whistle in my mouth. And he's missed both the 3 throws, so I imagine those in the Netherlands are saying justice might have been served, but it will be possession at the sideline for Lithuania, and it's inbounded to Juskevicius. Kalnietis now throws it to Juskevicius, and the Dutch defence is still as sprawling as ever. Ben just now trying to back his way to the basket. Kalnietis fakes the 3, shot clock down to 5. Back to Juskevicius. Off the target with that shot, and the Netherlands will come back the other way. Hamming now with the ball. He had the 3 option there, but didn't take it. Surprising. Arvin Schlagter now floats up a teardrop of the right hand, and what a soft touch by Arvin Schlagter. A 5-point ball game, under 2 minutes to play. And the Netherlands have once again crawled, bitten and scrapped their way back into this one. They have tooth and nail given everything they can to be in this game, and you have to give them a hat tip for that. Offensive foul is called now on Cadiz. Another mistake going to be chalked up to him. That's his 4th foul, and he'll head to the bench. And Gudaitis will come into the game in his place. 1:39 to play. The Netherlands will have possession. They trail by 5. Schlagter now with the ball. Back to Kluth. Kalatsi needs to be careful with his screens. They're looking like they're moving as well, and Van der Mars as well. Kluth now drives inside. Tough move off the glass, and 1 for Charlon Kluth. He explodes to the basket with such force. Just that quick first step gets him the space he needs, and Gudaitis is going to be called for the foul. It's just that arm on his hip as he's edging him off the court. And Gudaitis, only just back on the court, will go to the bench. That's his 5th foul. He's out of the game now. If this goes to overtime, there might be a bit of foul trouble for Lithuania to have to deal with. Throws the ball down on the floor in anger. He's not happy with his performance tonight. Kluth at the line for the bonus shot. And gets it to go. It's just a 2-point lead to Lithuania. 1:19 to play. Lekavicius now onto the court for Lithuania. Kalnietis. They haven't run those two together very often. It shows how important this phase is. Big play inside. He can't get it to go. Does he get another opportunity? Which way will that go? It's going to stay with Lithuania. 59 seconds left on the clock. 14 seconds on the shot clock. Lithuania ball on the side and so much to play for here. Dutch have got a foul to give. An offensive foul is going to be called. That's going to be on Evaldas Kallis, and he's completed what has been an atrocious evening for him. That's his 5th foul. He's going to head to the bench. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing for Lithuania. He really hasn't provided much for them so far this evening. Makes it so easy for the officials to call. And Kluth does well not to lose his temper. 50 seconds now remaining here. Van der Mars looking to go to work in the paint. Spin move inside, comes back out to Schlagter. Shot clock down to 10. If they score here, they could tie the game, they could take the lead. Kluth goes inside! Can't get it to go though! Big rebound that time by Benjus. And Lithuania will take their time. About a 9-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Kalnietis now. Benjus drives inside. He's fouled. Can't get it to go, but he's earned himself a trip to the line for 2 shots. He really does need to make both of these shots, though. Take it out of a 1-possession ball game. Before this game, Benjus had not missed a free throw. This is his first trip to the line tonight. And he connects with the first. 3-point ball game. What a huge shot this is for Lithuania. This could seal their destiny. And he connects with it. Has that booked them a trip to the World Cup finals in China in a little under a year? We are 20.5 seconds away from knowing, but a timeout has been called. What an exciting game we've had here as Coach Helfterling calls a timeout. 20 seconds to play, but it's a 2-possession game. The Dutch are going to have to move the ball fast and take an early shot. Doesn't matter whether it's a 2 or a 3. They just need to score and score quick. Let's dive in and listen to the finer details of their options. I don't speak Lithuanian, but I have a feeling a fair bit of that timeout was don't foul the shooter. That's the last thing the Lithuanians need to do. Yes, contest the shot, make it a difficult shot, but do not foul them. Do not potentially give them an and one play or give them the opportunity to make the points without the clock ticking over. Coach Van Helfteren following his team onto the floor. They're trying to get some last second preparations or thoughts into their minds before they take back to the hardwood. And here we are. This is why we love this game so much, and this is why the new FIBA World Cup qualification system has been embraced by fans across the world. We get to live moments like this. 20.5 seconds left on the game clock. Karatzi to inbound for the Dutch. And an unsportsmanlike foul has been called. My goodness me. Juškovičius is going to be called for the unsportsmanlike foul. It's an automatic call for the officials. If you foul a player before the ball's even been inbounded, the unsportsmanlike is the call that the officials will make. What a huge call in this game. It could change the direction of where the wind's going. Charlon Kluth at the line for 2. Nails the first. This has gone from Netherlands potentially struggling to get back into it to Netherlands potentially being in the driving seat. Oh, he can't get the second to go. Still a 3-point ball game, 20.5 seconds to play. What do the Netherlands do now? Do they go for the 3-pointer? Do they go to try and tie the game? run the clock down and just take one shot at it, or do they try and get a quick score, 2 or 3, and then see if they can turn the ball again? They brought Yannick Franco into the game. He is a scorer. Karatzi's out. They've taken a rebounding option out. Trying to get the ball in bounds, and they managed to get it to Franco, and they're going to try and foul him is what they're trying to do. That's a smart heads-up play by Lithuania. They know they foul him. He's only going to get 2 free throws. He can't tie the game with a three-pointer. Kalnietis picks up his 3rd foul. Smart heads-up play by Lithuania. Kuzminskis comes back into the action. Big 3 throws now at the line, though. Yannick Franco, 77% before today's game. First trip to the line for him, and he's no good. You can see no confidence as he steps forward off the line before the ball even gets near the ring. So much pressure on the shoulders of both Coach Adamaitis and Coach Van Helfteren now. Can he make the second? He can. It's down to just a 2-point ball game. 15.6 seconds to play. And Karatzi's back into the game. Vandemars will go to the bench. They need to foul. They've got to foul as soon as they possibly can. They can try and steal, but they're better off just trying to foul if they can. Close stolen the ball. Oh, he throws it home and ties the game for the Netherlands. What a defensive play by Charlon Kluth. 7.6 seconds left to play, and Kluth strips the ball off Kuzminskis and hammers it home to tie the game. It does not get more exciting than this. Can the Netherlands cause one of the biggest upsets in this qualification window? Lithuania unbeaten going into today's game, all but on the plane to China, and the Netherlands have come here to spoil their party. Well, let's dive into the timeout with Coach Adamaitis. How's he going to play this one? You hear the scream there from Coach Van Helfteren, no fouls. Don't give them points from the line. As Kluth strips the ball, you see in unison in the background, hands on the heads of the Lithuanian fans. They can't believe what they've seen as Lithuania potentially have hit the self-destruct button here. 7.6 seconds to play. That man Kuzminskis turned the ball over. They inbound it now into Lekavicius. He's going to drive to the basket, floats off the right hand, can't get it to go. Are we going to overtime? It looks like we are. We are here at the Siemens Arena. A look of disbelief on the face of Coach Adamaitis for Lithuania. But we are heading to a period of overtime. That man, Charlon Kluth, with the clutch play, stealing the ball off Kuzminskis and throwing it down to tie the game. And we have no complaints at an extra 5 minutes of basketball when it's this good. There's some of your shooting stats. Netherlands still shooting the lights out from 2-point range, and the Lithuanians having their way from the perimeter. Both teams shooting okay from the free throw line. The Netherlands will want to improve their shooting percentage as we now enter real clutch. But here's the steal from Kluth. It's a real surprise, really, that they put the ball into the hands of Kuzminskis when you've both got Kalnietis and you've got Lekavicius there, and Lekavicius trying to score the winner with a very high arcing floater off the glass. It's no good. And do the Netherlands have enough in the tank to carry on into this final quarter? Let's go into Coach Adamaitis' timeout and listen to what he has to say. As both teams make their way back onto the floor for this final Well, it might not be final the way this game's going. I wouldn't be surprised if we had a double overtime, and that man there must be in a world of pain right now because Minskis, he turned the ball over when the game was all but won for the Lithuanians and enabled that man Kluth to go in and dunk it to tie the game with only 7.5 seconds to play. What a play from Charlon Kluth. And 5 more minutes we have here at the Siemens Arena in Vilnius. All tied at the end of regulation. 75 to Lithuania, 75 to the Netherlands. Who has the courage to win this? Lekavičius from outside. That's the way to start the overtime period for the Lithuanians. Can this man here, Kluth, match everything that Lithuania can throw at him? He's on 18 points at the moment. Franka inside to Vandemars. Vandemars going to go to work down low. Nice, soft right hand. Gilionis not enough to stop him. And we start with a trade of baskets in this overtime period. Lekavičius now. Looking for the roll. Gilionis under the basket. Has to kick it back out though. And that foul's going to be called on Hamming. That's his second foul of the game, and obviously the fouls carry over from the fourth quarter. So that's going to send Ulanovas to the line for 2 shots. Plenty of experience holding on to that ball right now. 4 times Lithuanian league champion. Nice and ice cold at the line for Edgaras Ulanovas. And the commentator's curse has struck him down with the second 3 throw. Lithuania lead this one by 2. Franka now. Charlon Kluth. Vandemars sets the screen, rolls hard to the basket. Kluth doesn't use him though, instead fades inside. Kalatsi for the long 2 and he drains it. And it's those kind of jump shots that the Dutch are going to need to fall. And they've tied the game back up, 79 apiece. Big shot from the outside from Kalnietis, but he's off target and the Dutch will have a chance to take the lead now. Franka turns the corner, floats inside. Do they get it to go? A couple of putbacks, but both Karatsi and Vandemars, no joy. Kalnietis, easy 2 in transition. Mantas Kalnietis. And that restores the 2-point lead for Lithuania. Such a cagey, nervous affair now. You can feel it in the stands in the arena. Charlon Kluth. Gionis now trying to guard Vandemars. Puts the armbar out, but I'm not sure that's going to be enough to stop Vandemars. Quick feet. Oh, he's too heavy with the pudding though, and that's a big rebound by Benjus. And can Lithuania take their lead out to a 2-possession lead? Because that's the key now. It's not the points, it's the possessions. It'll take someone to come back into it. Lekavičius, no joy this time. Vandemars picks up the loose ball, and it's Lekavičius is going to have to retreat pretty quick to help out. And it's in the corner. Hamming for 3. Oh, he drains the 3. Corner pocket for Shane Hamming. Big shot from Hamming. Netherlands have the lead. Offensive foul, another big call. Gilionis then called for the illegal screen, and Coach Adamaitis jumping up and down in frustration at the bench. That's his 3rd personal foul. And that'll be a Netherlands ball as Kalnietis goes out of the game and Juskevicius comes in. Can the Netherlands extend their lead? Kalatsi now to Franka. Game clock down to 2 minutes. Hamming drives to the basket, loses the handle, and it's picked up by Ulanovas. He hands it off. Oh, get out of here from Charlon Kluth. Lekavičius just has his shot swatted by Kluth. Yannick Franka lucky there not to be called for the foul. As much as he doesn't put his arms up, he's not retreating to the basket. He's just pushing his shoulder in to Lekavičius. Juskovic now passes it back to Lukavicius and skips it. Good ball movement here by Lithuania. Ulanovas waiting for the screen, another offensive foul. That's an easy call on Žilionis. Take him out of the game. If I was you, coach, he's doing exactly what Cadiz did, causing mistakes. To be fair, Ulanovas needs to wait for the screen to be set, or Žilionis needs to get there a little bit quicker. That's his fourth foul. They've already had two players foul out in Cadiz and Gudaitis. Van der Mars comes back into the game for Yito Kok. And the Netherlands hold a 1-point lead, and there's only 1 minute 35 seconds left on the clock. Is this going to be one of the surprise wins of the window? Kluth now, looking to feed the post to Van der Mars. He's going up against the 4 fouls of Žilionis. Back out of Kluth for 3. No, he doesn't take it. He fakes it. I thought he was going up. 3-second violation is going to be called on Van der Mars. He thought that Kluth was going to put the shot up, but didn't. That's a turnover, which will be very annoying to Coach Van Helfteren, and Yito Kok will come back into the game. 1 minute 16 to play, 1-point lead for the Netherlands, and Coach Adamaitis asks for calm on the floor. Lukavicius now with the ball, being guarded by Frank. Juskovic comes around the top of the screen to take the ball. Žilionis now, Juskovic back to Benjus. He's had a good shooting display so far this evening. Now he's going to try and back Hamink down. He fades away for what is an almost impossible shot. And the rebound will be pulled down by Karatsi, and the Lithuanians are stumbling and tripping at the moment. They're stuttering at the most crucial moment of the game. We're into the final minute. 42 seconds remaining. The Netherlands lead by a point. What is Charlon Kluth going to pull out of his hat now? Hesitation, long 2. Oh, way off the mark. Karatsi tries to grab it, but it's not going to matter. The shot clock would have buzzed out. Here's Lukavicius now. 3-second differential shot clock, game clock. Everything is in the balance right now. The noise levels in the arena go up. Lukavicius off the glass. Too heavy. Rebound. Žilionis. He makes amends for the mistakes he's made. Big rebound and putback. Draws the foul. Lithuania take a 1-point lead. Žilionis can extend that to 2 from the line. And he's all going to be forgiven for those 2 recent fouls. It looks like some of the fans have forgotten those already. Žilionis will go to the line for 2 shots. He's strong at the line. You'd put money on him making it, but pressure can do funny things. He makes the extra 1, and the timeout's going to be called by Coach Van Helfteren. The fate of the game is still in the hands of the Netherlands, though. They trail by 2 points, 84-82. There are 12 seconds left on the game clock. They can dictate the destiny of this game. They can run the clock down and take a last-minute 3 or a 2 to tie it. It's their choice. It's up to them. If they can execute, they'll win the game. If they can't, then Lithuania will have booked their plane tickets to China for next year. Let's jump in and listen to Coach Van Helfteren. Welcome back to the clutch. 12 seconds left on the game clock here in the first period of overtime, and that man there, Žilionis, had a bit of a raggedy phase of play, but all is forgiven here in the Siemens Arena after he manages to give them the lead and an and 1 play to 2. 12.3 seconds to go. It's inside of Frank, and my goodness me, they've let him score, and they've tied the game. I have a feeling Coach Adamaitis was expecting them to try and run the clock. It's a high school basketball play that the Dutch have run, and it's worked. He swings round a very high multiple screen and gets himself the 2 off the glass. Let's see what Coach Adamaitis is going to draw up now. Don't be over-aggressive is the call from Coach Van Helfteren. I think he's a bit concerned there might be another unsportsmanlike foul, but here we go. Another critical possession in front of us. The game is tied, 84 to Lithuania, 84 to the Netherlands. 10.8 seconds to play. It's a Lithuanian ball, and the noise is through the roof here in the arena. Kalnietis now inbounds it to Lekavicius. Lekavicius drives to the basket, doesn't draw the foul, goes to the corner, wide open for 3, too heavy. The ball is stolen away, full length of the court, will it go in? Oh, it won't go in, and we're going to go to a second period of overtime. Smiles on the face of Coach Van Helfteren. And the Lithuanians know that once again they had the opportunity to seal the win, to book their place at the World Cup finals. But they have failed to secure it at the end of the first period of overtime. 84 to Lithuania, 84 to the Netherlands. We're going to have another 5 minutes of action here at the Siemens Arena in Vilnius. This is a beautiful style of play, as you see here. Schlagter taking some of the team talk in the huddle for the Dutch, and let's have a listen to Coach Adamaitis now for Lithuania. And there was the play that gave the Lithuanians the lead, and here was the very simple aim from Yannick Franke. I don't think he was expecting it to be that easy to tie the game, and then the final shot of the game from Bunjus that was just too long, and they couldn't get it to go, and then the Franke Hail Mary wasn't on target, and that's how we've arrived at a second period of overtime here in Vilnius. The Dutch are not going to make it easy for Lithuania to secure their place at the World Cup finals in this qualification window. That man, Charlon Kluth, has been so important. 18 points, 5 assists, 2 rebounds to his name. He's played just shy of 37 minutes of basketball now, and this is going to be another factor that we have to look at. Some of the more important players are going to have played extended minutes. Ulanovas for Lithuania has played just shy of 35 minutes now. There'll be some tired legs and arms on that floor. Franke now to Schlagter, looks at Odendag, but instead comes back out. Ito Koch's going to get called for the travel. He's turned the ball over a couple of times with travelling violations. Just needs to work on that footwork. And the Lithuanian fans continue to make noise long after the PA system becomes silent, and the drums start to ring out louder than they have all evening. Benjus now, Zilonis. Juskevicius back to the top to Kalnietis. Back to Juskevicius. Inside now, and they're going to look to back Arvin Schlagter down with the ball in the hands of Ulanovas. And outside, Juskevicius comes up short, and Ito Koch flies across the lane to secure the rebound. Yannick Franke now uses the Horns offense at the top, and the ball's quickly rotated to the weak side. Hammink, shot clock down to 10. Hammink going up against Benjus, loses the ball though under no challenge whatsoever, and clatters into a couple of fans on the sides. Hopefully they're all okay, but that's why you buy those tickets. Get up close and personal with the action, and you couldn't get much more close and personal than then with Shane Hamink. Kalnietis now. Turns the corner to the corner. Juskevicius drives inside, hands it inside. What a beautiful pass to Žilionis from Juskevicius. Juskevicius has had some big plays in this game, and Lithuania take the 2-point lead. Aldendag now going up against Žilionis. The double team comes. Hamink wide open for three. Oh, he gets the roll! Shane Hamink, and Coach Adamaitis is furious that no one chased out the shooter. But the problem they had was Ulanovas had to come across and help on the double team because Žilionis is on 4 fouls. Kalnietis backdoor pass, threads the needle. Quick ball movement now to Benjus. Hits the three! Beautiful offense by the Lithuanians. And Benjus with the big three. He's up to 14 points personal now. Schlagter, Aldendag inside. Oh, what an alley-oop play to Yito Koch. There's some confidence from Nick Aldendag. Throws the lob pass in the double overtime period. Has the confidence in his fellow big man to come down with the thunder, and he does. Tied game, 89 apiece. Kalnietis back to Benjus. Oh, way off target this time, and the Dutch will come away with it. Schlagter now finds Odendag in the low post. He's going to go up against Žilionis. They want to draw that 5th foul off Žilionis, and he's going to have to give it up. Oh, Odendag misses an easy 2, and it's off. They're going to go to the replay for this one. They initially gave it to the Dutch, and they've changed the call. The officials are now discussing it. I think it is a Lithuanian ball. But they're going to go to the TV replays to check. And this is a reasonably new element of international basketball. In these clutch phases, they're able to review the play. Let's have a look who it comes off. I think it comes off Odendag. He goes up for it. Yeah, quite clearly that comes off Nick Odendag. They're going to look at another angle. Well, that angle makes it look like it may have come off Žilionis, but seeing the first angle, it has come off Nick Odendag, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be a Lithuanian ball on the baseline. And Charloon Kluth waits in the wings to be reintroduced into the game. I'm going to have a look at it again. Pretty sure this is pretty conclusive. That comes off the hands of Odendag to start with. Yeah, and they have overturned the call, and that's exactly why the replays were brought into the game. As much as they might slow it down a bit in situations like this, with so much at stake, the right decision is worth waiting those extra few seconds for. So 2:24 left to play in this second period of overtime, because Minskis comes back into the game. Charloon Kluth comes into the game also. Lithuania 89, Netherlands 89. And what a game we have had for you here at the Siemens Arena in Vilnius. Kuzminskis now, Kalnietis. Pulls up for the three. Oh, that would have been a big shot by Mantas Kalnietis. He's too heavy with it though, and it clangs off the back of the iron. Yannick Franca. Oh, he hits the three instead, and the Netherlands take a 3-point lead. They have not read the story going into this one. This was all about Lithuania making their way to the World Cup finals, and the Netherlands have read a different book. And here's a replay of that three from Franca. Absolutely no one guarding him, and he'll quite happily take the shot. He is a scorer. He's up to 11 points, 6 assists, 3 rebounds, 4 from 11 from the field. He's played just under 32 minutes though. And once again, we enter back onto the floor with Lithuania trailing, this time by 3 points. 2 minutes to play now in the game. Can Lithuania once again pull it out of all the stops and take the lead? Qualifiers now into Kuzminskas. Kuzminskas looking to go to work against Hamming. He feeds it back around the corner to Kalnietis for 3! There is ice running through his veins. He's up to 18 points personal now. And is it going to be a shootout between Kalnietis and Kluth? Franca now tries to feed it to Koch, almost loses the handle. Shot clock down to 5. What's Kluth going to do with it now? Step back, long 2. Oh my goodness me! Charlon, Mr. Clutch Kluth drains the 2 from distance as the buzzer rings out. He is unconscious here, but they're going to go and check the replay. Was it in time? Oh, more drama in the Siemens Arena in Vilnius. They're going to go to the replay to see if he got it off in time. Watch the shot clock on the backboard. Does he release in time? I don't think he does. Oh, it's so close. They're going to have to go frame by frame on that one. I think that shot, that view is no good to them whatsoever. The view they had before is the right angle. They just need a frame by frame shot of it. They'll need to see the original shot, that behind. This one's the one. Frame by frame is what they want. They've got it now. Oh, it's almost impossible to call. Is it off his fingertips before the shot clock drops down? Such an important call for the officials. Let's have a look once again. I'd love to know your thoughts at home. I'm going to make a decision whether I think it is now or not. I've been sitting on the fence long enough. We're in super slow-mo now. When's he released the ball? My goodness me, it could not be tenser. Oh, that is to the frame. I still don't know. Are they going to give the points? No basket. They're saying it was still on his fingertips. That's a huge call by the officials. 1:16 to play, and that means the game is still tied. Oh, wow-wee. The soap opera that is this game continues to twist and turn. Kalnietis now. Qualifiers. He's been a little magician today into Kuzminskas. Kalnietis fakes a 3, takes the 3. Oh, way off target, hits the side of the backboard. 1 minute to play. Netherlands in control of the ball. Whoever wins this has worked hard for the win. Yannick Franca now. He's isolated against Kuzminskas. Pulls the trigger on a 3. Oh, flat on that one. Kalnietis has just knocked it out of bounds though. Completely uncontested. He could have taken his time. It's going to be a new 14 seconds for the Netherlands to build an offense as Karatsa goes to the bench and Van der Mars comes in for the Orange Lions. Oh, the levels of tense that this game keeps going to. Franca into Ito Koch. Hands it back to Van der Mars, who quickly hands it off to Charlon Kluth. Back to Franca. Franca looking to drive past Qualifiers. Pulls up for the 2. Tough play. Big rebound by Kuzminskas. 3-second differential. Roughly a 3-second differential between shot clock and game clock. The Dutch will get some form of shot. No matter what happens, they should get something. It might be a Hail Mary, though. Can Lithuania seal the win here? Game clock drips down to 10. Shot clock down to 5. Kalnietis for 3. Ah! He hits the 3! Mantas Kalnietis says to his teammates, climb on my back. I'll take us to the World Cup final on my own. What a huge play by Mantas Kalnietis. No time on the clock, and he drains a huge 3 to give Lithuania the 3-point lead. 4.5 seconds for the Dutch to rescue this one. And they can't rescue it any which way. They have to hit a 3. They've got the team to do it though. Franke can shoot, Kluth can shoot, Hamming can shoot, but that man there, Kalnietis, epitomizes Lithuanian basketball in every cell of his being. No wonder he's a god in that country. Kalnietis takes himself up to 21 points. I don't think he could care less if that was his first points of the game. As long as his team get the win, that's all that's ever mattered to him. And here's the clutch 3. Oh, contested so heavily by Ito Koch as well. Look at the celebrations in the stands. That's how much it means to them. 4.5 seconds left to go. What trick do the Dutch still have left in their bag? Both coaches can do nothing now. Schlagter needs to find someone, gets it into Kluth. Kluth is fouled, smart move. Ulanovas is going to send Kluth to the line for 2 shots. Oh, the Dutch might have taken a risk there and known they were going to get fouled straight away, so just jack a shot. Kluth will go to the line for 2 shots, 3.1 seconds on the game clock. Oudendag now will come into the game. This means that Kluth is going to have to miss the second of his 3 throws. He'll look to hit the first, miss the second. Oh, they're bringing the big guns in now. Oudendag and Van der Mars are in the game for the rebound. They're going to crash the boards hard. Unbelievable. This game could come down to the rebound battle. Kluth at the line for the first. Can he make it? He needs to. Oh, he does make it. Down to a 2-point ball game. Will he intentionally miss the second? He's looking at his guys in the post-up positions down there. Will he miss the second? They're in the blocks. They're ready to go. Could a rebounding battle win this game? Misses a second, but it doesn't touch the ring. What a mistake from Charlon Kluth. He needed it just to skim the ring, and he doesn't. 3.1 seconds to play. Netherlands still trail by 2. Karadzi's back into the game. Sorry, out of the game. He's back into the game as Van der Mars goes out, and oh, it doesn't even hit the ring. He just needed it to clip the iron, and it doesn't. They're going to have to foul almost instantaneous, but not before the ball is inbounded. If they foul before the ball's inbounded, it's unsportsmanlike. They need to foul, they need to foul. They haven't, and that's going to be the end of the game here at the Siemens Arena in Vilnius. And what a game we've had for you. A double overtime win for Lithuania. 95 to Lithuania, 93 to the Netherlands. And what a wonderful way for Lithuania to book their place at the World Cup finals next year in China. An amazing game of basketball. And that is why we love these FIBA World Cup qualifiers so much. It's thrown up such huge contests and unexpected contests like the one here tonight. They're your shooting percentages for you, but it's not about the stats this one. It's about the emotion, and it's about that man there, Kalnietis. He has taken his team on his shoulders and taken them to the win. What a huge, huge game for him. 21 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds. He'll be feeling it tomorrow though, 32 minutes of action. But Lithuania have booked their place on the plane to China. They will be at the World Cup finals. And I imagine we will hear their drums ringing out across China. For the Netherlands, they still live to fight another day. They dropped to a 3-5 record. But they can still potentially secure one of those other 2 spaces within Group J. Appreciation being shown from the fans here in Lithuania. They know exactly how hard their players have worked for them this evening. They're your leading scorers. Kalnietis leads it for Lithuania with 21. Kluth with 19. For the Netherlands, And you see the celebrations and how much it means to the fans here in the Siemens Arena in Vilnius. And the crowd have enjoyed it just as much, I think, as you guys at home have. I know I certainly enjoyed this contest. What an amazing game of basketball we've had for you here in Vilnius. Just watching some of the replays now. Lithuania dominated the first quarter. Netherlands battled back in the second quarter. The second half was just an even contest throughout, a back and forth affair. And then it was a cagey overtime before the second period of overtime, where a big shot by Kalnietis enabled Lithuania to take the lead. But what a game we've had for you here at the Siemens Arena in Vilnius. Lithuania book their place at the World Cup finals with a win here. They've beaten the Netherlands 95-93. I hope you've enjoyed the 50 minutes of basketball action we've had for you here. That man there, Kalnietis, has entertained us all the way. And I'm sure you'll be tuning in for more World Cup basketball action soon. Thanks for joining me. The Lithuania leave the arena with the win, and their trip to the World Cup final secured. 95-93 win for Lithuania. Thank you for joining me, and we'll see you again soon.